Hi, my name is Raquel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about what happened inside the courtroom that had. Ooh, guys, every time I tell you, Ramusipile has changed and for the better, you guys don't believe me. You guys do not believe me. At this point, Ramusipile does not even care. He does not give a middle finger for anyone in that courtroom. He is up here. He is up here with those people. He's like, Nina, you've abused me enough. I've heard it with you. He comes for them all the way. Yeah, 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 yeah. He doesn't stop. Yeah, yeah, guys. But anyway, before we talk about that, guys, please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you are doing that, you will be supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So, somewhere around in that courtroom, the atmosphere inside the courtroom changed because Oram Sipule would not allow lies to be said in his name. He was like uneasy. You are not going to do that. What had been a structured procedural day suddenly began to feel unstable. Not loud yet, not chaotic that much, but tense. There was something in the air. There was something in the air. The kind of tension that creeps in quietly when lawyers stop listening just to answer and start fighting over words. Understand, Ubongani Danzi, and with every sentence he spoke, it became clear this was no longer about what happened. It was about how it would be described because it is his lived experience. As Ntanzi was busy testifying, disputes began emerging, not about timelines, not about locations, but about interpretation. The state questions grew increasingly precise, not neutral, not exploratory, but they were directional. Each question that Ramsiple was asking, it made them feel, it made Ramsiple's defense. So it made them feel uncomfortable, if you ask me, because also Uramsipile was not neutral. He was direct with his question. He was also precise with his questions. And now, as he was also directional, then that was thrown back into his face by Ubalo. Each question that Ramsiple was asking nudged the court toward particular conclusion, a particular picture of events, and then it happened. A line of questioning from Ramsipile implied that Ndanzi had described himself as being stabbed by that machine that was used to, or by that don't that was used to him. Okay, let me call it a machine that was used when he was being tortured. A single word, but a heavy one, because stabbed is not a neutral description. It carries violence, intent, severity, and Ndanzi immediately said it it felt like a needle. It felt like a needle. That's what Ntanziana was described, the way he was. So Ramsiple, for him to understand, you say it felt like a needle, and Untanzi, that's what he said. And then Ramsiple was like, so you mean you felt like you were being stabbed? Wow, tell me why. After that happened, after that happened, uh, uh, Baloyi stands up. And Ubaloyi stands up and he says that, you know what, my lord, I'm sorry, we don't want to be disturbing, blah, 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 blah. But at first, counsel said that, and we let it slide. He said that the witness said that his head was what, and then the counsel said that you felt like you were having headaches. And then now the counsel is saying that the witness says he feels like needle, and Ramsipile was like, "Aning cheli loco, aning cheli loco. I never said such. I never said such. Please, me. I never said such. Ramsipile did not accept the word that way. He said, they say he said it. He corrected it. He insisted that was not how he had described the word. It was Ntanzi who said that we heard from the interpreter, and his resistance was firm but measured. No theatrics, no aggression, just a clear refusal to allow the testimony of his witness to be reshaped. And in that moment, something important became visible, because Ntanzi kept on talking on the side. He kept on talking on the side to tell the interpreter that that's not what I said. This is what I said. And then it was now it became visible that Ntanzi understood that once a word enters the record, it takes a life of its own. He also Ramsipile, that's why Naye, he was so protective of Ntanzi. He did not argue it later. He did not soften it later. He dealt with it now, because if you allow it for later, you live with it. It will be there on the record. So Ramsipile stepped up for Ntanzi in a very big way. That's when he moved to other planets of, I'm like, what? Guy, you decided you are gonna be on fire these days. He rose sharply, and then he cutting through the courtroom, because Ujadrata was already there with his routine of interruption, which was very urgent, very deliberate, and unmistakably forceful. He wanted to force Ramsipile to agree that he said needle, and Ramsipile was like, no, not me. He argued to Ramsipile that is being mischaracterized, not misunderstood, not unclear, mischaracterized, because that is not what he said. And the implication of that objection was exclusive from this one, Baloyi, because he was lying at this point. If the court accepts a distorted description, then the allegation itself becomes distorted, because now Baloyi was alleging that Ramsipile lied. I mean, said needle, of which he did not. This wasn't about phrasing. It was about truth construction, because courts don't deal in vibes, guys. They deal with records, and records are built word by word. So if Ramsipile was going to allow his name to be used in that way, he was not gonna, do you understand? So he was like, no, I did not say that. I did not say that. And then it was explained eventually. Now there was an understanding of, no, it was Ntanzi who said that, who said needle, not Mr. Ramsipile, the interpreter explained. After the judge said, yeah, I heard you, blah, blah, hayibo, someone mnandeni, mkhuzeni lona. Mkhuzeni uJadrata, because what the heck? What the heck? But again, nonetheless, Ramsipile stood his ground and was like, no, that did not come, needle did not come from me. It came from the roof. It was not me. Yabana, when he said it came from the roof, that's when Ujadrata decided to take a back seat and keep quiet. He decided to take a back seat and keep quiet, because he knew Ramsipile is losing his temper right now. But I like how he loses the temper. He does not make a shouting noise. No, he loses it so that you know that he's not impressed with you. So that you know that he is not impressed with you. That's what Ujadrata saw, and he kept quiet. I was so proud of Ramsipile to putting both of them in their place. Fast and furious, neatly, clean. And I was like, big up, Mr. Ramsipile. I'm so proud of you. So we all know that in any criminal trial, especially one of this magnitude, language is not decorative. It is determinative. A single term can elevate or collapse a narrative. Stabbed suggests a weapon. It suggests an attack. It suggests intent. Remove that word and the entire theory shifts. Do you understand? So Ramsipile fighting back, even though it was not loud, but it was level to the state's framing, he was effectively saying, you are not clarifying the evidence, you are rewriting it. And the courtroom felt it, because Ramsipile was not here to play. And also, Baloyi, if you remember, he did not retreat after Ramsipile said, no, it was not me. He stood firm methodically controlled, his composure. And from his perspective, uh, this was not distortion, it was inference that he drew from what Ramsipile has been doing. And um, I did not understand why he got into that, and he got things mixed, Gesan. He was wrong. He was so wrong, but I was happy that Ramsipile put him in his place. I was so happy. I was so happy. One thing for sure, he knows his story, Ramsipile. Let's just agree when it comes to that. But the word, it did not came from me. It came from the roof. It landed clearly, painfully to Judge Rata, and I was happy. What are your thoughts with Ramsipile? I say he's on fire, and he's got his bang, and he's banging and banging and banging, and he's on it. What are your thoughts? Let's talk comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.